Hello everyone. Welcome to another video journal. And today I'm trying to level up this alt that I made like yesterday, named Smelly Finger. I'm gonna try to make a warrior, a fury warrior. But today I have a prompt actually. The prompt is going to be what would I have told myself in the past? Just in general, like what have I learned and what would I have changed and things like that. I think one thing that I would tell myself in the past is to maybe buy some more Bitcoin, right? I'm just kidding. But let's talk about things that aren't specifically material, right? Um, so one thing that I realize is like, oh my god, I was fucking dumb as a kid. When I was like 18, 19, like, dude, I knew nothing. I'm a little bit older than that now, but there's so much that I wish I. How do you say this? I think it's your brain matures as you get older. It's not just you, right? It's not just like physically, but I think with experience, your brain matures. I think that is something that I would definitely try to tell myself in the past. So, for example, the way I view relationships or the way I view, like for example, right? I had pretty odd relationships with women when I was younger, right? Really odd relationships. Now, I think what it came down to is like I was inexperienced, right? Those relationships were never gonna work out because of my lack of experience. Um, I'm in a better relationship now, but I've had some real weird ones. And it's always two-sided, right? I can't just blame like them or just me. There's all sorts of things. I'll fully admit I'm thinking about marrying my girlfriend this year. I haven't told her anything yet, but there's a high possibility I want to do it. You know, I'll say this much. I think I met the right girl, not just because it's like physical attraction. Obviously, that is there, right? But I'm talking about how do you say, like it goes deeper than that, right? Like my girl has been with me since like my hardest times in life, and for someone to be with you during those hardships, that's what improves on the relationship, you know. We've had a rocky, like this year was a little rough, but I think we worked through it. It was nothing major. It was just within, talking about finances, talking about, aspects in our relationship and things like that. Um, you know, but we worked through it, right? Um, I think when you're in a relationship with someone that is willing to work with you, right? If both parties are willing to work with each other, I think you have a much better chance at a successful marriage and a successful relationship. If one party refuses to work on themselves or the other party is just not doing anything, then that's just what I believe in. Right? You're wasting your time. We're on this earth for only so long. I could die tomorrow, and that's what I spent my time doing. And it's like I could die tomorrow, and this is what I spent my time doing. I think that's really bad. I think I cleared already. What am I supposed to do? And you know what's dumb? Every time I start recording, my nose gets all nasally and shit. I have no clue why. All right, maybe I'm just supposed to sound nasally all the time, but. Yeah, or my allergies. I have pretty bad allergies to the point where like sometimes I can't even open my eyes while I'm drinking. Well, what else would I have told my older self? Be smarter with your money, right? I think financially I'm a little bit better with my money. in terms of saving. Like, I used to smoke a lot of weed, and that was a money killer. Like, you think about how much money you're just burning, literally, right? Not figuratively, literally. And it's not good for your health, and this and that. I mean, I still smoke from time to time, but it's not like what I used to. Like, I used to smoke every day, and it's like, dude, you could live your life without smoking weed. Like, the fact that I felt that I needed to smoke weed every day, there was an issue. Oh god, I'll burn.
New doorways have opened to us.
Oh, there you go. Hello, sir. But yeah, there's a lot of, like, I think life is one of those things where, you know, without the bad, you can't get the good, right? It's like, if you had a Lamborghini as your first car, then you realize, oh, this Honda Civic's shitty. But if your first car is a Honda Civic, nothing wrong with the Civic, right? It's one of the best vehicles ever made, right? But what I'm trying to explain is, like, you have a higher tier car. Hold on. Let me blow my nose. Alright, I'm back. Okay, I'm distracted. But yeah. What was I talking about? I was talking about, you know, whatever the prompt was. What would I tell my older self? What else would I tell my older self? I think, I'd probably tell my older self, you know, be smarter with your money, right? If I was back in my 19, 18, like, I think the reason why I had problems with smoking so much was because I didn't want to deal with reality. It felt better to just hide from reality. I think drugs, alcohol, and all that, like, people use it to escape their hurt or their emotional problems, right? And to use that as a crutch instead of facing your problems, that's always going to be obviously with weed, it's not as bad as, like, alcohol, where you're gonna fucking, like, die immediately or get kidney failure and all this and that, right? But to be disingenuous with yourself and say, oh, I don't have a problem, or you know, I got you, bro. Ugh. And to say that you don't have a problem when you do have a problem, I think that's always a problem, right? Yeah, and that's something I realized as I gotten older. Nowadays, I rather go exercise. You know, I still go. I have this problem when I do start smoking. I can't stop. You know, it's a really bad thing, especially when I'm at home and I'm just chilling. I just end up doing nothing. It's gotten so bad to the point where, like, I'll do. I do shrooms too, or like other things, to the point where I can't even enjoy my video games anymore. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to get high and play some video games, but I can't enjoy my video games anymore because I literally got too high, and, you know, because I got high, you know, like, I got too high to the point where I can't focus or things like that, and now I can't focus on other aspects of my life. You know, I'm hiding from it. And I've seen a lot of people go down that road, right? Another thing that people don't talk about is the psychological aspect of finance, right? When you feel sad, some people want to spend their money, right? Like, that's what they do. As I gotten older, you have to realize these, you know, and it so happens to me to say that it never fucking happens. I think that's stupid. But as you get older, you realize, oh, okay, I bought all this junk. Like, I've gotten to the point in my life where it's like, I don't buy anything where it's like just to buy it. Like, for example, I'm like, oh, that's a really cool, because I'm really into G-Shocks, right? Oh, sorry, that's a really cool G-Shock, you know? Oh, it's in purple, but, like, dude, I have like 4 or 5 G-Shocks already. Do I really need another G-Shock, right? Like, things like that. And then you start to realize, oh, a lot of the money that I use, I could have, like, oh, it's only $60. But dude, if I save $60, I could have had $60 more at the end of the month. And that shit collects, you know. There's a book called The Compound Effect, right? just like interest, you can either let bad things compound and gain momentum, or you could have good habits that compound and gain momentum. So one way to think of it is like, you know, I can either let's say, oh, I'm gonna go practice basketball for 5 minutes a day. That 5 minutes every day adds up over time. Or I could go, oh, I'm gonna go smoke some crack for 5 minutes every day. Those 5 minutes will add up. So you make a decision. It's not about making those big life changes and those shitty fucking, what was it, like Instagram motivational scammers where they're like, I will teach you how to dropship in 5 days. Buy my course and this and that. Right? Like that's all bullshit, right? If it is that easy to make money, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Sometimes people don't want to take the hard route, but the hard route is the easy route.
But I am
right?
honored to be
There's a saying: the easy road is the hard road, while the hard road becomes the easy road, right? You face your problems. I think that's something I learned as I gotten older. And it applies to a lot of things in life.
Please enjoy your time here.
Philosophically, right? We talk about how
before leading this
you know,
expedition together.
like okay, so you know, even happiness,
The
right?
Horde and
Let's give an
Alliance have a
example
long
for that.
history of rivalry. But Toddy
If
and
I
pursue
spend 5
knowledge,
minutes every
not
day
violence.
doing things that make me happy,
Adventure.
eventually it
Knowledge is
compounds,
only half
right?
the fun.
Where I can continue to hide from my
Respect
problems,
must be
and
earned.
knowing that it's not going to make me happy, I can continue doing that. What's going to happen in the long term of things, right? No matter how you say it, I'm not fucking stupid. Smoking weed is not good for you. It's safer than alcohol, right? It's safer than most drugs. But to say that it's healthy for you, you gotta be stupid. Smoke is not supposed to belong in your lungs.
May I take this gun?
Like, you could literally die from smoke poisoning, right? Well, smoke inhalation, right? Like, that. You gotta be a fucking idiot to really, really believe that smoking can even be slightly good for you. I'm gonna put my Hearthstone in. Let's see here. Oh, I fucking love War Within. I think I'm gonna make a War Within review, maybe tomorrow or something. I'm gonna record some more Fallout London, so check it out later. I have a whole series on it. But yeah, you know, we all make decisions in our life, and to act that we don't have choice in this lifetime, you know, we could blame this, we could blame that, but at the end of the day, what am I doing? Embassy visitor log sign. The real Queen of Dragons. Right, today's date, hour, minute, second. I just complete them.
Joy it is to see new signatures
Alright.
in the visitor's log. After all these
So now we gotta read some stuff. Okay, so, you know, just completing some Dragonflight quests to level up my character. But I love the War Within because it's so alt-friendly. I didn't want to use the boost, I just wanted to... Well, this character is so, like, I could turn on a podcast and turn my brain off and just grind. It's not so... I don't take this one too seriously. Yeah. But yeah, what was I talking about? The compound interesting, right?
Is far more impressive than any statue you'll find in the Isles.
You know, and this is stuff that you learn from experience, and your brain is developing. I believe that they say that your brain develops until 21, which is crazy because, you know, the fact that you can go to war, kill someone overseas because of quote-unquote war, right? But you're not old enough to drink, and what we know about the brain developing, you're not even old enough to buy cigarettes anymore in most states, I believe. You have to be 21, like, insane to me. But you have the right to go fight for your country. That's another topic, right?
Once more guide every peaceful denizen of Azeroth.
And this, I think this lifetime, right? Life is, you know, you hear this all the time. Life is so fucking short. Life is so fucking short, right? We don't know when our last day is. We don't know if tomorrow is gonna be our last day. Like, people like the coffin is not for young. It's not for old people. It's for the dead. So if you believe that, oh, I'm gonna live to 100 or I'm gonna live to even 50 years old, you'd be lucky to live to 50 years old, right? Very lucky. And it's one of those things where it's like, aging can, you know, me personally, I've always been afraid to age, right?
We were trained to only
in terms of like,
if the situation
what
is
if I
dire.
get too old to the point where
I
I'm physically
suppose this
disabled,
is a
or
type of
you know, I look like
emergency?
shit because I'm old, right? or any of those kind of things. But as I'm getting a little older, I
Does the
started to
Major Domo
realize, like,
personally
hey,
respond to every call for help?
I'm glad that I'm
Oh,
older because
yes.
now I have
In times of
more
trouble,
experience
there is no
than when
one
I was
queen now
younger.
Estraza
It's like I'm
trusts
leveling up,
more.
you know, like I'm leveling up, and wow, I have more experience. I'm able to do more things, and you know, wait for trains.
Here they come!
Where's he? Oh, there he is. Hello.
Incredible.
Is that Alex Strauss?
What is
No,
your need?
that's not. Okay, well, yeah.
Ah, look who we have here.
We saw the flare and assumed the worst. What is wrong, Cadet Sandrax?
Major Domo.
God, my nose is so
The new
nasal. I'll be back
arrivals.
again. All right, I'm back. Yeah,
have been expecting
I
you.
think that's why
I serve my
at this
queen.
point in my life, I don't play sweaty ass
finder
games. I used to
devotion.
be into League of Legends. I used to
I
play
will
all
await
sorts
you.
of fucking sweaty ass games.
Cadet Sandrax,
I rather
escort
chill
the
out,
adventurer to Commander
relax. Maybe I'm
Lefenak
just getting
outside
older,
Dragonheart
right?
Outpost. Assist
Maybe I
with
just
the
don't view
evacuation
games the
of the
same way as I
Whelplings and
used to.
wounded.
Like, oh, I have to be number
Yes,
one.
Major Domo.
Even I stopped hanging out with
Rathian and
people
I will
that
take
are
to the
still
skies
very
and
competitive
keep the
and sweaty
Jarraton
at games,
contained
just
inside
because
Scalecracker Keep.
I realize,
Do
why am I
hurry along,
sweating so
Champion.
hard at a game, or
After
why am I
all,
trying
we
so
wouldn't
hard at
want
a
the battle to be
game? Maybe some
over
people
before
enjoy
you
it,
even
but
arrive.
I realize that's
Engage
not me
only
anymore.
when the Whelplings and
I
wounded
just
are
don't
secure.
enjoy
The rest of the
you know,
visitors must remain
working
here
that hard
until it
for a
is safe
game
to
and
leave the
stuff like
embassy.
that. I'd rather spend time with
miss all the
my
fun.
cats, you know, with my girlfriend.
There's plenty
and
to
things
study
like that,
here
right?
before we
Like,
move
that's
on,
just
Toddy.
not
We each
my
have a duty
priority
before
anymore.
us.
I just
By
have much
wing or
more
by talent, see it done.
important things to worry about, you know. I'm not getting any younger, right?
Ready to serve. I'm
So,
always here to
and
help.
now I like focus
It
on
was
fitness
nice
a
to
little
meet
more,
you.
We
right?
launch expeditions to every
I try
corner
to
of these
exercise,
isles
try to
as
have
soon
better
as it's
posture
safe
when
to
I
do
sit
so.
in front of the computer.
Where's the fun in being safe?
Just all sorts of things, right? I think as you get older, things change. I really do, and I think as I'm getting older too, I try not to get into the
Welcome
mindset
to
of
the
like
Dragon Isles.
I know everything, even though sometimes I fucking feel
We'll
like I
move
do.
swiftly.
Right?
Dragonheart
It's hard to admit
Outpost
that,
isn't
but you
far.
feel like, oh, I lived a pretty long life now. I know a lot. You know, you talk to some of these cats that are you know, younger than you at work or you know, in different places, and you're like, oh, he just lacks experience. And I've met a lot of people like that. You know, I met a lot of cats that are just younger,
According to
and you just
legend,
when you talk to
the
them, you just
Jarraton
realize
are
that
the
they're not
dragon's
very
most formidable rivals.
experienced. You know, there's some 40, 50-year-olds
They were
that don't
ruthless
know shit,
and
right?
powerful, killing
And that's
countless
sad to
dragons
see.
in ancient
That's something I
times.
hope will never happen to me. And every day I
When
try
the
to
dragons
strive for
left
something
and
better.
the land
you
went
know,
dormant, so too did the
I
Jarraton
think this is a good place to cut it off. My voice is all nasally and shit. We're not
now,
really
the
getting much
land
done in terms of
itself
quests, but
reawakens with
yeah, check out
glorious
my
light.
Fallout London playthrough.
May we never
I've
tire
been
of
enjoying
its
the playthrough of
beauty.
that. Yeah. See ya.